After Heart of the TVA's explosive ending, there's no surprise that the multiverse is falling apart. In science fiction, we also get to meet our favourite variants in their original timelines. And you couldn't get a more disparate group. We've got an Alcatraz escapee, we've got a doctor, we've got a jet ski salesman, and a science fiction author come theoretical physicist. G'day, I'm RJ. Welcome to the Nerdy Dad channel. Let's talk about the Loki episode, Science Fiction. Science Fiction is the fifth and penultimate episode of Loki Season 2. I enjoyed the episode. I didn't enjoy it quite as much as last week's episode, but, the intensity that we had in Heart of the TVA, it would have been hard to keep that up. So hopefully, we've come back down a step. We're building back up at the end of this episode, and I will be talking spoilers, because I do talk about the episode. At the end of the episode, we get to a point where, we're ready to launch into the action for the finale. So, yeah, let's keep talking about the episode. As I said up top, you couldn't get a more disparate group of variants. You have Casey, who's an office worker, a geek in the TVA, is a very rough character. He escaped Alcatraz. We don't know for what, but he's keen to get his hands on everything. He's clearly a thief. So his nature seems to entirely flip. Mobius, his nature, he's a single dad, he's a jet ski salesman, and again, his personality does not appear to be the same as this cool, calm, collected agent. You have B-15, who is a doctor. So, and again, her nature, she's a leader. Although I suppose her nature is closer to what we get at the end of season 1 and what we've seen in season 2. But, she's a soldier. She starts off as a bit of a bully. They didn't use her as a battlefield medic. So they don't seem to be drawing on, when they recruit people to the TVA, with the exception of Loki, they don't seem to be drawing on, I suppose they've wiped their memory, but they don't seem to be drawing on the skills and experiences or even the personality they had back in their original timelines. So I wonder what the process for choosing TVA members is. Because as I said, there seems to be no rhyme or reason. These people are not military, they're not law enforcement, they don't appear to have any particular special skills. I mean, anyone can be taught skills. So is it a personality trait? I'm genuinely curious what it is that Kang, or maybe we find out Loki, saw in these people. But if it's Loki, he recruited them because they were already recruited by himself or whoever founded the TVA in this Ouroboros loop that I'm sure we're going to get. Maybe we'll see it this season, maybe we won't, but I'm very curious as to how and why these people were recruited in the first place. Because, as I said, there appears on the surface to be no rhyme or reason, but it was really cool to see them on their original timelines, and I thoroughly enjoyed that part. The other thing I'm not sure of, and I'd really like an explanation of, is how everyone got back to their original timelines. I mean, the TVA never existed, I suppose. It was destroyed in time, it never existed, so then they never got brought into the TVA. That's the only thing I can think of. That's fine. So how does Sylvie remember it? Did she escape on her temp pad? Did she send everyone back to where they belong on their temp pads? But then what about Loki? Why was he still there? When everyone else disappeared, why was Loki still in the TVA? There's a lot about that I just don't understand. I understand a lot of the story. I understand the important parts of the story. But I just have those couple of nagging, they're not even inconsistencies. unexplained things which, are only irritating me a little bit. But as I said, I still enjoyed the episode, especially the way Sylvie talked Loki out of it. Sylvie saying, look, the TVA doesn't need to exist. These people should exist in their own times. What are you doing? You're selfish, Loki. You're selfish. Oh, shit, you were right. The universe is falling apart. Her own timeline gets spaghettified, which is not a good thing, as much as I like spaghetti. And we watch in the timeline where they all escape to, we get to watch all of our key members get spaghettified. So it looked like everyone was dead when the explosion happened last week. This is one of my cats. This is Maisie behind me. So hello, Maisie. We get to see, we think everyone's going to die last week in Heart of the TVA when the place explodes. By the way, one of my favorite episodes of TV, Loki or anything else. That was brilliant. And then after that, this week, we get to see everyone, I suppose, die again. We get to see everyone spaghettified as the timelines get destroyed. So, very dramatic ending, 2 weeks in a row. And let's see what the finale brings us, because that's where I'm at now. I can't wait. It's only a couple of days now until the finale. And I've thoroughly enjoyed all of Loki so far. Let's hope Marvel can stick the landing. They often don't, unfortunately, but let's hope Marvel can stick the landing, because I'm loving this series and I would love it to go out on a high note. If you'd like to listen to my commentary on the finale, you can subscribe to the channel here. This is the Nerdy Dad, signing off.